Welcome to my first eXtrudy tutorial. Today I want to show you how to create a small piece of jewelry in Egyptian style. It's an ankh pendant, and I would say let's start with the front side. As you can see, the front side is selected here, and I press the next button. So the first thing for the front side is the shape of our object. So shape is selected, I press next, and what I do now is load a drawing from file. So let's see where it is. So right here. So I made this little drawing with pen on paper and then photographed it with my smartphone. So as you can see, there are some regions which are not relevant for the image, and we crop this right here. So everything we don't need will be cut away. And another nice option is here the shading correction, because in many cases the image is not lighted equally, and with this correction option you make sure that all parts of the image have the same brightness. Next, so we have to rotate this ankh 90 degrees in this direction, and we make it a little bit larger so the image area is filled. So we keep the ratio. That's nice. Okay, as you can see, there are some smaller artifacts here and some lines which we do not need, and I have some sliders here which do some smoothing operations, and on the right side you can see the final image, which is only black and white, and with a threshold slider we can choose how dark or how bright the image will become. So the goal is to extract the ankh object. So I would say this is okay. And now I go to the next step, and now we have the chance to do some corrections here, because there are still some artifacts left. So I can pick the pen tool and choose a white color. Then I'm able to erase those spots. And with the bucket tool I could fill the area of my ankh object here and here. So now I have a solid object, and this is exactly the shape we need to process. It's a black object on white ground. So now we are done with the shape, and we could switch to the surface profile. If you check the library here, we already have some nice predefined profiles here, which are suitable for a lot of objects you can imagine. But in this case we want to use our own profile image, and I can load this again. So this is my profile. It's a little bit curved on the side, and has some kind of indentation here. Again, we crop the image, a little bit more to crop. And here you can see what I mean with shading effects. On this side it's quite bright, and here it gets really dark, so it's a good idea to use shading correction here. Orientation is okay, but we scale a little bit. And again, the lines should be a little blurry, maybe a little bit thicker. So additional smoothing. Yeah, I suppose that's okay. Let's have a look. Okay, here we can see how the final profile image will look like, and we'll leave it right now. So now we have the shape and the surface profile, and with these two images we could create a surface, and it will look like this. So in this page we could use those sliders to create some cut planes. You can see here it's like a very thin piece of cake. To be honest, I'm not really happy how the surface looks here. I guess we go back and do some corrections on the profile image. So profile again, and maybe we have to cut a little bit off on this side. Maybe this curved area is too large. And here again. Yeah, that's nice. So it looks much cleaner in the area here. And now we could adjust the surface height. As you can see, if I adjust the slider, then the slice images here get bigger because the object gains height. So this would be okay. So now we want to add some decoration elements. Again, I load an image from file. Okay, this time we have some hieroglyphs. And we just want this part. Okay, shading correction. Now we rotate. That's nice. And remove some distortions. And as I have mentioned before, we need a black object on white background. So we should invert this picture that way, and now we have to cut away all the outside. This we do with the bucket tool and remove this artifact. Oh, wrong color. That's better. So now we have to decide how this decoration element should be engraved into our surface. And we have some predefined profiles here. In this case it should be a little bit curved, so I choose the first one. And that's all for our decoration elements. Now the surface and the decoration elements should be composed. So I choose the next option here. And as you can see, we have our surface, and right on top of it our decoration element. But it seems that the decoration element is not placed correctly, and here in the cut plane you see it seems to be a little bit high, so we should reduce the height a little bit by adjusting this depth slider. I think this should be fine, and now we move it a little bit to the right. Yeah, that's nice. So much for the composition, and we could do the backside. So the backside, we could either do a complete copy of our front side, but in this case we want to do the complete design for the backside. So I choose the first option, and we have to choose our surface profile for the backside. In this case I will keep it flat, so I choose this one, and there is nothing to change here. So the surface will look like this, and we add two decoration elements. The first one will be an image again. So this is another photo from the museum, a little sculpture here, and I cut away the non-relevant parts, rotate it, do a little bit of scaling. Yes, removing some distortions, and I think I should rotate it a little bit more. Yes. Okay, these other parts here will be removed in the next step. So I pick white color, increase the pen size. Now I'm able to cut away these things. That was a little bit too much, so I undo my step by painting over it with this special kind of ink. So now it looks better. And we choose the curved profile again. Now I want to add a little piece of text. So it's basically a second decoration element on our backside. So I press the Add Decoration Element option again and choose the text menu. Which font will it be? This one. So I type the word ankh. Okay. So this will be scaled to fit the complete image. So we are done with the decorations. So we go back and compose. So as you can see, we now have two elements in here, and we have to choose the one we want to modify. So I would say we start with this guy here and reduce its size and adapt the position and the height. I could choose if I want to engrave it into the object with negative depth values, and it will be on top of the object by using positive values. The same for the text. Still too big. That's nice. So now we have everything we need, and we could create the real 3D object based on our front and backside images. This might take a while. So this is our object. Haha, and as you can see, I've made a terrible mistake. Every time you use text, you have to mirror it before if you want to use it on the backside of your object. We will correct this right now. Go again to the backside, create or edit, go to our decoration elements, modify existing decoration elements, and now we choose this text element. Go again to this page and now choose flip horizontally. So we're not able to read it right now, but it will look fine in the final object. Everything stays the same. As you can see, we have to redo this step. Its color is in red, so that means the compositing of surface and decorations has to be done again. Okay, that's all. Go back, and we have to generate the object again. Nice. That's okay. So now we might want to add some kind of hook. So we could attach this object to a chain or as a keyring or whatever. And I do this by loading a hook element, and it's placed on top of the object, but it's not the way it's supposed to be, so we could correct its position. Yeah, and it should be centered a little bit. And maybe a little bit larger. Oh, not too large. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, here we can see how big our real life object will be, and you can show a comparison object, AA battery, so you get an impression how large this object will be when it's finally printed. And here you see the volume, and you might be able to calculate the actual costs for printing. So if you choose to print it in metal or in plastic. And yeah, that's all. We could save this object right now and upload it to the 3D printing service of our choice. Thank you and goodbye.